Testing.
When I went to the eye doctor, he said, how'd you get here? I said, I drove. He said, you shouldn't be driving. I said,
Uber's your friend.
what?
Uber's your friend. Or your friend. Just no testing.
I know be healthy and have a good fast walking stick. Hey, how's everybody?
Mayor, council
Go
members,
ahead.
the staff would request that we amend the agenda to include consideration of proposed mural.
Okay. Do we need a motion to do that?
Make a motion, we amend the agenda.
Second.
Yeah, all in favor? Thank you. You know, I'm sure.
I have some material.
Thank you, Ben. How you
I did.
doing? Yeah, okay.
Ain't no way I can do it. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler.
Yes, sir. Good.
All right.
Love it.
So, which one do you want to do first? You want to do the budget or you want to do the amendment first?
Prefer the budget because there has been some discussion with other council members that wants to be present, and they're not here at this time.
So you want to just table the budget meeting?
No, we can start the budget.
You'll be here later on, is that what you're saying? Okay, go ahead. Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got it, Ben. Go ahead.
All right. Well, if we'd like to, we'd start on the budget, and just a few brief comments. You've been presented a balanced budget for the city of Lowell, and I'd like to start off by first saying it's a good budget for the operations of the town, it's a good budget for the staff, and it's a good budget for the citizens and residents and people that do business in this town as well. It's a bare bones budget. I'd like to introduce, if you don't know me, I'm Ben Blackburn. I'm the interim manager. This budget is a good budget, as I said earlier, but it's also a budget that has very conservative numbers in it. If you looked at the general fund, it's a 14% decrease from last year's budget or the current year budget. And in the water and sewer fund, it is a 15% decrease. And that even includes the 5% across the board increase in the water and sewer rates that is proposed in this budget. Some of the highlights that is presented in this budget are 5% increase COLA across the board for all employees. There's a new police vehicle that's also in that under capital outlay projects. And there's an additional employee that will go into the recreation department.
Did we hire any more, are we adding any more to the police department or?
No, sir, not at this
Stay
time.
the same?
That's correct.
But we increased the recreation. How many is in recreation now?
There's 1.5. One works part-time, and then there'll be another employee to come in.
You got one full-time, that's Andrew, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, one, and then you got one part-time. That's where I say 1.5.
Yeah, don't we already have, didn't we already have a part-time,
Yes,
and he still, is part-time still there?
yes, sir.
So you have two part-time.
No,
Be
we have
full-time.
two
Be
full-time.
two.
Two full-time and one part-time.
Will they, now, did we lose a part-time?
No, there's actually two part-times.
Jeff and
Jeff and Kevin.
Kevin.
Did we get rid of that recycling place out there?
That's in the budget to
To be removed.
be removed.
That's one of the biggest wastes of money we got. And also, how much money do we have in there for the, people to take care of our town's business as far as like this, coming up on this bid for the, Muriel and things like that, the committee, what's it called, LCC?
The LCC,
Yes, sir, yeah. What's the total amount of money we have for LCC for the upcoming year?
is it
In the budget.
$12,000?
It's typically 12,000 a year.
Yes.
Is what is budgeted.
So, listen,
It's 12.5.
we got July the 4th coming up, 250 years old, that we've all known about, you know, all our lives since 1776, and I came along in 1955. I didn't start learning about the Constitution, things like that, and how we got to be a free society, and how they had to hide to become a great America like we have. And we got to honor the 250th year celebration, but every 4th of July is special as well. We lack so much in cohesiveness as far as trying to get this city to move forward. The most important things we have is each other. And the way you honor each other is by doing things that, you know, for commemoration for the 4th of July is every year. And now it's 250 years. I'll never be here another 250 years, thank God. But I don't think none of us will. But if we do come up with another 250 years, and in the interim, people can look at, if this mural goes through and it passes, but you have to have money in the budget, in their budget, that where they'll be the ones that taking care of this. It won't be the council. But the money needs to be appropriated into the LCC.
Well, actually, it's $12,500.
I understand, but I'm talking about for the total year, they do stuff all year round. They just don't do this one thing here or whatever. It's a year-end deal. And it's a bargain because they volunteer. It's a volunteer deal. It's nothing, no one's paid out there. Not in recreation, where I think we're astronomically overwhelmed as far as what recreation. We had the old recreation committee back to where they could help out like it used to be. But, you know, you can't live in the past. But in the future, like you're talking about hiring these people part-time, full-time, whatever, it requires benefits, it requires salary, it requires money to pay these folks. Our police department, how many total policemen we have, 10 or 11?
11.
Got 11 police officers, and you got the, once this infrastructure comes in down here, it'll definitely have to go to 13, because you got all these houses, all these apartments and things like that. But that's up to this council how they do that. I'm not saying, I'm not politicking for either one of nobody. I'm just saying, you have to have the infrastructure to take care of the city. And you got to protect the streets, you got, and the schools, and things like that. They have to be able to get to school. Without policemen and patrolmen and people out here taking care of the bare essentials, we're in trouble. And all this stuff. Recreation is a good thing, but to spend this kind of money, we don't even know how much money we spend in recreation. They got an outside person that goes out there to have the band set up to where they get a band. The person doing the recreation should be able to have people on that they can, you know, get profit.
That has been
Save
discussed
all
for
the
the
money you can. I'm not fussing at you because I know
No,
you're in.
I'm not taking it that
No,
way,
no,
but,
I'm just saying.
for council's consideration, that issue has been addressed for the upcoming budget year,
I know, but we're
after
talking-
July 1.
Yeah, we're talking about, yes. And that's what we're talking about adopting, I guess, or this is not gonna be adopted. It's just presented to the council, to the public, right? Is this a public hearing or not?
No, the public
Okay.
hearing will occur
So-
until the June regular
Okay.
meeting.
It's gotta be taken care of that. I didn't come in here today to try to run over anyone, but I'm damn sure I want you to understand one thing and all of it. 250th celebration has to be a celebration for us, the whole community. Not for me, but for this whole community.
I agree.
And
I think everyone
these folks
agrees.
out here in the LCC, they want to have something to be proud of. They work their butts off, all of them. They keep the town clean, to do the shrubbery and things like that. And we thank them for it. We thank all the citizens that take care of the property. But we should be finding these people that don't take care of the property like we used to. You know, it used to be a $100 fine, and the town would go in there and cut their grass, and we'd put a lien against their property. And then, after so long a time, if they don't pay it and they don't maintain their property, you have to go to the courthouse and file a lien against their property to, you know, where the city will get their money. Essentially, someday they'll get their money.
Mayor,
Yes.
can we get back on track on the city manager proceed with the budget?
Yes, sir, I'm talking about the budget. No, what I'm talking about is money that needs to go into the budget to take care of the things that need to be done. And y'all are, you know, y'all having your meetings to do this, and I agree with you, this should be a meeting for that. But I'm bringing up what needs to be spent But the LCC, if the council is gonna approve to do anything for the 4th of July and for the 250 celebration, money has to be in there. And I recommend that the city, put $30,000 in. I know they're not gonna need that much money. But the money will be there for them to do other things during the year. It's gonna pay double, triple, 100 times over to improve the appearance of the city and make things where the property values continue to go up. And this is part of the budget. If we don't put that money in there and they don't do it, then how can you, if 5 neighbors' property looks good, one neighbor just destroying the whole neighborhood, and you got rules and laws already on the books to take care of these things. And we need to have money in the budget where we can, follow the law and get these people up to code with their properties, business and residential, whatever. But I recommend that we put the money into the LCC will be the one that makes the decision if we put the money in there. It's up to them to do whatever has to go in the future as far as this mural or anything that they want to do. Will be up to them. The council council has to put the money in there for them to. Will have to put the money in there for them to be able to do anything. Without any money, you can't do nothing. And I think we can move it out of the, what's it called, the SCIF money?
We have a fund there, yes, sir.
We could just move $30,000 total. You just said 12.5, just to increase it by 17.5 and make it $30,000. Just make you hadn't even adopted the budget, so it could be put, if the council would agree to it, you wouldn't have to make a budget amendment. You could just go ahead and do it. But it's up to the council. And not to just, belabor it, but, this is something, I don't know how many people got to see this drawing of the mural. Has the citizens have y'all seen this? We have
Mayor, we have an agenda item set aside just for this conversation. This first part is for the budget.
the money has to be in the budget.
That is a second agenda item to be
Well,
discussed.
let me make a comment that this budget, as I've belabored the point, it's a bare bones budget because it's an interim prepared budget. Yeah, it's my understanding that the council is well on its way to selecting a permanent full-time manager. A permanent full-time manager should work hand in glove with the city council, along with the citizens and the boards that are that make up this organization called the City of Lowell. You mentioned budget amendments. Budget amendments are allowed. Every city does them nearly on a monthly basis because something pops up that's not in the budget. So when I say it's a bare bones budget, it's fair, again, to everyone, but it's also fair to the incoming manager, whoever he or she may be, that they can sit down with y'all, sit down with staff, prepare any amendments that need to be done. Now, I agree with you, Mayor, on the point, time is of the essence. July the 5th is kind of going to be a dead issue if you're looking at, well, July the 5th, it's going to be a day late, $1 short. So recognizing that, there's already $12,500 set aside. And what I hear from, and I've seen of the LCC and I'm looking at past emails from the performer manager, thank y'all for what y'all do for the city. There's monies available, but there's also, as you say, there's also other monies. But you'll have to look at cost all the way around and how it affects the citizens and the taxpayer. But
I agree with you, Ben, you're 100% right. This, we have to do something on this year's 250, but I'm talking about we need to have something for the whole day of 4th of July. We need to have.
well, I think the
that
LCC and
I know.
the city staff should be charged with that.
I don't think $12,500 will touch what needs to be done if they do the mural and they do what needs to be done on the 4th of July, and having the celebration it requires.
And if it doesn't, there's ways around that.
Yeah, by the time you have another meeting, do a budget amendment and all this kind of stuff, and then you're beating a dead horse. We need to put it in the budget before we adopt the budget. Listen, all the money's in the budget, all the general fund money, the SCIF money, everything's still, it can be used anytime, moved anytime that they want to. But why not do it now, rather than have to make a budget amendment whenever you can just make it a little strike of the pen to take make $12,500 to $30,000, $17,500 increase into the LCC, and then if they don't need it, well and good. and they can, turn it back in or whatever they wanna do, but at least have things ready and prepared for whatever what it might entail to get something.
I understand.
And it should
I
be- it
understand
should-
what you're
listen,
saying.
all this stuff should have already been in the works, like we've been talking about.
And I agree with you on that, Mayor. What you're discussing here, this should have been planned back in January.
Absolutely.
Not today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you're the one that's bringing it up, so you should have brought it up in January, so
Listen,
we
I've been
could have
talking about the two hundred
discussed
and
this.
fifty-year celebration since
But you hadn't
January.
mentioned this until.
No, this is new, yes. But
That's what I'm saying.
But this is an
We can't-
idea, I understand.
We'll discuss this when
Okay.
it comes to
Right.
that on the agenda. Let's move forward with the actual budget, please, sir.
To move forward with the budget, but
City manager?
by the same
Yeah.
token,
Yes, sir.
understand what you're doing as far as the monies that you're putting, that you're proposing to put in the budget for everything. If you did the things like, okay, go ahead, just go ahead and do the budget, then we'll go back to this.
Well,
I'm sorry.
my
Listen,
comments
I'm
are
not
pretty
sorry.
well.
I'm not sorry for bringing this up.
Well,
I'm
no,
not sorry for
nobody's,
saying that we need to
no
do something
apologies
on
are
the 4th of July.
needed. No
But I wanna
apologies
move
are
forward too, I
needed.
wanna move forward, but I don't even wanna be here, I don't feel like being here, but I feel like it's necessary to be here today because 4th of July is coming up, 250-year celebration is very appropriate. All right, so go ahead, I'm sorry, Ben, go ahead.
No, you don't need to, no apologies are
ahead.
required.
I apologize.
It's just, that's pretty much the notes I have for the budget. It's a conservative budget. There are monies available, as the mayor said, that's set aside in fund balance, but you don't want to go into fund balance. And we've budgeted very conservative in the revenues that's coming in, and we've based our expenditures on past spending habits, up until March expenditures of the current budget that we're under, and then consulting a crystal ball. So
And I
guesswork.
I appreciate what you're saying, and you're speaking just like a professional city manager would, because it has to be there.
Yeah.
Without the money, but listen, we've got all this growth coming, all these houses and things like that, we're gonna be able to fall back on. All we're talking about is getting by, one more tax year, this year appraisal, and the next year you got the reevaluation, and you got all these houses coming in. We're nowhere near dire needs or anywhere near broke or anything. Don't
Well,
say
your water
that.
and sewer fund is,
Yeah, water sewer fund, I agree, I'm glad you brought that up, because our public works director out there, it cost us a hell of a lot of money when we got water lines that
well,
leak
we
4 or
don't need to
5
be
days.
talking about personnel.
I'm not talking about personnel, I'm talking about the
This
public works
meeting.
director position, I'm not mentioning no name. But whenever you got water leaks 4 or 5 days on the boulevard, that's a lot of money. Yes, we're losing a lot of money, 4 million gallons of water a month is what we're losing as far as being billed out, we can't account for. Because, it's lines that's leaking and not being taken care of, negligence that we've all known about for the past 2.5 years. This is nothing big, new to any of us. And we need to make sure that we're doing the best job we're doing in all facets of government, all of our positions, police, everything. Fire and the community, we give all the fire, hell, we pay the county 11.5 cent fire tax, and they fund the fire department.
Right.
So if they got rid of the sewer plant and got rid of all these things, well, what would you be governing? Nothing. But right now, we have to have the money to govern.
Exactly.
I agree with you 100%, but we're nowhere near broke. We got plenty of fund balance as far as it's appropriated for SCIP, but you can change anything, anytime the council so chooses to move anything, they can. So don't come back thinking we're broke, we're dipping into a little bit of fund
I'm
balance
not
for this
saying
year,
we're
but that's
broke,
it.
Mayor,
No,
I'm not
nowhere
saying
near
we're broke, but you gotta be conscious of,
Go ahead.
Ben, Mr. Blackburn, I want to thank you for coming, being interim, and we not wanting to beat up on you because it was unanimous vote that you come here.
Well, thank you.
And we thank you for being here. And the Mayor Pro Tem called you and you agreed, so we thank you for just taking time out of your
Well, thank
busy schedule to be our city manager. And hopefully by the end of June or somewhere thereabout, we'll have a full-time, as you said earlier,
Yes.
city manager. So
Yes.
thank you.
Well, thank you
And
for those
while I'm
kind
speaking,
words.
Mr. Mayor, I want to say that there are a lot of people that love the recycling bin and got a lot of calls about it, so I don't know if we'll be able to get it, but I want people to know that I'm definitely in support of the recycling bin, and hopefully, you know, we can grow our police force down the road.
I
Thank you,
wish
Ben.
you'd been that concerned for the last budgets, when you set up here for budget meetings, things like that. I wish you'd been concerned then. We wouldn't be going through the dire straits that we're going through with some of these problems that we have now. All these parks and stuff that you rent, waste of money, taxpayers' money on different things. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, I'm glad Ben's here too. Ben's not doing anything wrong at all. He's giving us the bare bones facts about everything, and I appreciate that. But here's what I appreciate. The people of Lowell that have nothing, no opportunity. And yes, a 5% increase doesn't seem like much, but hell, gas prices are going through the roof. You know, everything takes a toll on people. And this recycling bin over there, Tommy, if you want to recycle, put your bin out your house and let people come in and you manage it. But the citizens of Lowell can't, no other towns I know of even has a recycling bin. Mount Holly got rid of theirs, did they not? It's a waste of money. And also, look at your ballpark. You're living in a mud hole. You're living back in the Stone Age. Move the city forward. Pave some places. Look, you got a mud hole out there beside the Boys and Girls Club, the new Lowell Recreation Center. But all this hindsight bullshit, you can't keep up with it. You got to govern from now on to the future, just like I told you in the minute, whenever I asked about when we're going to hire a city manager. Some wanted to move the city forward, not for themselves, but for the people of Lowell. And thank you for your comments. Anything else?
Mr. Blackburn.
Yes, sir.
I know there was some discussion, it may have been before you come in, as far as the stormwater person. Was that position, I know there was a position there, the money was there for us to hire somebody to assist Jennifer with the stormwater. Was that,
That's not included.
that wasn't included?
No, sir.
Okay.
Glad you brought that up. There's a person saving us a hell of a lot of money. She's doing the zoning and also zoning enforcement and the water runoff fee for a nominal fee of $65,000 a year, which is ridiculous. Pay the finance officer a ridiculous amount of money. We pay the HR people and all those people an enormous amount of money. Pay the public works guy over $100,000 a year now, benefits and everything. You got one person out there doing 3 jobs for nothing. We need to honor these people by paying them a decent wage for the people that's carrying it on their backs to take care of this place. That's where, I'm not supposed to be your acting city manager, but it's not for you to have to make personnel decisions and all that stuff. That's not what we ask you to do. Just come in here and you're doing everything that we've asked you to do and then some. And I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And I think I've told you many times, I appreciate you. And I appreciate the council for straightening me out and bringing you here because they were right. And it's not easy to say when someone else is right and you're wrong. I was wrong and they're right, and I appreciate them. But to move forward, I'm gonna tell you the smartest cat in this room right now and is learning more than anyone is Travis Smith. I'm so proud of Travis I could flip out. Because Travis has taken the time to study. And the old administration, stuff like that, the city manager come in and tell them what to do and they'll do it. But now every one of this council, they look at things and they study. And that's what we need to do about this budget, is really study it. And listen, you don't have to pass the budget on June the 30th. You can go to an interim budget if you want to, but that's up to the council. And there's no reason for an interim budget, don't get me wrong. But if you really have concerns and how you really want to get things to the correct amount, an interim budget, the only thing you can spend is the necessities, the rest of it you can't spend.
And Mayor, those options are available, but it's my understanding that the council has had several budget
Yeah.
meetings.
There's no reason to have an interim budget, I'm not saying
And
that. I'm not saying we need to have an interim budget, I'm just saying it's an option there if we needed it, that's all I'm saying. But you're right, there's no reason for us to have an interim budget. That's just an option
Sure.
there if you needed it.
Sure.
And thank you again for everything you
Well,
did.
thank you for your kind words. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ben, like you said, we've been through several budgets. And again, before I even say that, thank you for everything you've done. You have done
Thank you.
more than being an interim manager. You did not have to come in here, help with this budget, do all the things you've done. That was not your job, but you did it, and thank you for getting us this far. As far as the budget, I think yours is number 8. We just haven't come to an agreement. I would love to see a raise for the police department. The money's not there. It came up, Shane brought up a raise for public works. I would like to see that. I would like to see raises.
Sure.
The money's not there. That's just the bottom line. after going, I've got several phone calls about the recycling bin. And I know it's not your job, and maybe we can come back to it, to maybe even just opening the recycling bin one day a week. Maybe that would save on some costs, because I think we're at 28,000 for where we're at now. So, and I believe we're open three days a week.
Yes, sir.
If we could cut that down to one, maybe that would save some money there. There's a lot of wants, but again, the money's not there, and I know the houses are coming. The money's gonna come in the future. It's just not here now. I'd love, I hate to say it, but I feel like we need to raise taxes. We're running on, half a cent more than a city that's populated by 1,000 people, and we're populated by 4,000 people trying to run on their same budget. So, to me, that's where the flaw's at, and I think we need a tax increase. And unfortunately, we haven't agreed upon it, and I don't think we're going to. And that's where I'm at.
Yes,
And
sir.
It's unfortunate it's that way, but again, in the future, yes, we will have a lot more money coming in with
Yes,
these
sir.
housing developments.
Yeah, and
We just don't have it now.
and we've looked at where we stand through March 30th. Those are the cleanest numbers that we had to look at, our finance director and I, and working with staff. The buildings the houses, the other construction, it's in either the developmental stage or they're doing the grading work. Talking with some of the project managers, as well as our public works director and others, we should see an uptick in the construction after January 1. So that's why this is a bare bones budget. And so after January 1, we should start seeing an increase in the revenues from the new houses coming on. I just hate to sit there and put a budget together on what ifs.
Right.
Because if anybody, most people in this room will remember 2008 and the housing burst. There's subdivisions that are now just being built out because of the housing boom in the last 5-6 years, but they sat dormant from 2008 for a number of years because no one was building houses during that time with the mortgage crisis and all. Those perils loom over every municipality across this great country of ours. But again, the council makes the final decision based on the budget. Staff will make it work in whatever manner, but also you just have to look at the other factors that play into a budget. And it's kind of a guesswork and looking at past history. But Mr. Mayor, let me make a comment, and this is not to be critical of you or your comments, but Lowell is privileged to have good staff working for it. And I'm old school to the part that I can't see how salaries have increased. I've told a number of people I got into the labor market 30 years too soon. But it is what it is, and to keep good workers in your municipalities or any place of business, you've got to pay them and you've got to give them benefits. And it's been my experience just in the last month, or 6 weeks working here, a month, Lowell's blessed with the best employees. They're dedicated, they work hard, and I just want to stand up for them. They're worth every dime they're getting paid.
And I stand up for them as well. But here's the thing about it. We got 30 total employees. What's the total budget for those employees? And I'll tell you, the people are suffering. The people out here working in the public works making less than $20 an hour, they should be making $22 an hour. You can't even pay your tax. You can't get a car, pay your rent, things like that. And see, here's the thing about it. A 5% raise helps the people in the upper echelon to make the big money, yes. The people on the bottom they don't get much. Anytime you give a raise, add all of it together and divide it equally by your employees. Don't go by percentage per employee. But the total amount of money, divide that by 30 and give everyone an equal raise, and then you're being fair. And then it doesn't keep expanding longer and wider. And you should be paid for your education. You should be paid for what you do. But these folks out here that haul this trash and out here in this snow and ice and
Most
everything,
important employees.
you cannot pay them enough.
They're the
We're
most
the dumbest
important
people in
employees.
the world to sit here and pay them less than $22, $24 an hour because you cannot live on it. The non-tenured school teachers, in the same respect, $45,000 a year and have to feed their family if they have a family, they cannot make it. And that's what's wrong. As you get tenured, as you get more money and you get more time on the job, just like you said, you told the truth. You started too young as far as to get the
Yes,
big
sir.
bucks. You say now, city manager now, and like Gaston, he's probably making $300,000 or $400,000 a year. We pay the craziest county manager, I want to say, $500 and some thousand a year, and then you got 4 assistants making over 200. You know, things have to be in perspective. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You get paid for what you know and what you do, not for what you think
Yeah.
you know.
And I don't want to make it sound like that staff is not concerned about our, some of our lowest wages employees are the most valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're correct in that.
And these young police officers put their lives on the line
Yes, sir.
for nothing. And people don't understand what nothing means, but you do the math. That makes $60,000 a year, they take out $20,000 tax, at least 40. You still got to live. You got to maintain a family. And that's what makes it, why I don't understand what you say you understand. But here's supply and demand for the whole country. That's what the country used to be based on, not fictitious bullshit, but, you know, supply and demand. If you sold 50 million cars, well, you need steel for those 50 million cars. If you're not selling cars, you don't need that much steel. And that's when, you know, that's how things get out of kilter. But I'm not running the whole country, and I'm not running Lowell. I'm just a member of this board that respects all of them. And you have to understand this. I respect you, but I want you to understand this. Money is the most important thing that goes through your hands just to provide for your family. That's the only reason. If you had all the money in the world, if one person had all the money in the world, what could they tell to do anything? Money would be no good to anyone. But see, money, it's nothing but a tool. And how you use that tool and how you provide for people, you'll be remembered, or how you rip people off, you'll be remembered for that as well. So let's do it the right way. If you're gonna give a 5% raise, total it up from all the employees, whatever it is. How much is the total budget for the employees right now?
Well, it's.
I'm just giving the total of the essential amount of money times 5%, that's how much the raise is for all of them. And then, once you do that, divide that 30 employees into that amount of money, give all of them the same amount of raise. Well, any level, any better. Understand that. And that's a democracy. Us, people that look out for the fellow man. It's like good stewards in the church.
Being good human, just being a good human being.
And I don't want to run for Congress, I don't want to run for Senate, I want my eyes fixed, and I want to be able to breathe, and I want to be able to talk with all the people in Lowell, and be able to walk up to them, shake their hands, and say, we did the best job we
Yes, sir.
could possibly do for you. And I appreciate every committee we have. I only wish we could form another recreation committee to help, because that would take a load off of our recreation people. And we pay as much or more than anyone for recreation. And then we're gonna have two, and just one assistant, right? One full-time, one assistant.
Yeah.
And get rid of if we get rid of the recycling bin, stuff like that. And I would like to see our ballpark and stuff like that brought up to where, you know, we got $1 million grant. We spent $300,000 for admin fees. We had to put the first swing in. I mean, you know, it's gotta be a day of awakening for all of us. I mean, and I don't mean to make fun of us, but I'm just telling you, you know, Gomer Pyle and that bunch, those days are gone. Come on, this is 2026. And we need all the help and guidance, and I appreciate you 100%. I just like Travis said.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You're doing far and beyond what you should do, but you're here, so you have to take the paddling with it.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it comes with it. Yes, sir.
But I think the world of it. I want a good budget to where that the employees are treated fairly, number one. Because without them, what the hell are we doing? Who's gonna take out your trash? Who's gonna haul your trash out that line? Who's gonna take care of this equipment? Now, this maintenance is a key to everything. Well, look at this junkyard we got piled over here, Carl. You seen that junkyard behind your police department? That's a salvage yard. That's an illegal salvage yard. Write you a ticket when you leave here for illegal salvage. 'Cause it needs to be cleaned up. And that's what needs to be done. Clean this place up.
Well, I don't need a citation, a city manager for operating an illegal salvage yard.
That's what it is.
Ben, on, the streets and sanitation going to Public Works. Like on the streets, no, sorry, sanitation, we're going down 80,000 from last year. Where, I mean, like it shows the salaries and wages are lower. Not so much on streets, but a good bit on sanitation. I mean, what? I mean, I see the explanations beside it, but
One of them is the recycling,
yeah, the 28,000.
and then,
But the recycling center employees was in that sanitation salaries as well.
So you,
So they're out.
that's added in that too. The
recycling-
landfill disposal, I'm assuming that's because that's going down because the recycling bin, some?
The recycling center, no, the tipping fees are just going down some from last year because I based it upon what we spent through March and just kind of random numbers and add a little bit because they are going up on their rates. But I really think the previous budget was overstated.
Here's the thing about it, though, finance officer. You get your balance, you get your money every month, and you know how much is in there every time. Every month you get your statements like I do. You check off the checks that's not been cash and not been deposited, and you know how to do that. You know how to do what you're doing. But here's just another thing about it. We need to get all the money we can for the money we have in the bank. We need to shop every way we can to get more interest. And listen, there's things out there that's more, it's available today that wasn't available a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. But now it's up to the finance officer position and the person in that position to obtain all the money they can, to save all the money they can. Postage stamps, I mean, it's just a never-ending saga of how much money, just like the old days, back whenever I was married back in 1800s, I don't know, it was 2001 or 1997, whatever first time I got there. 91, I'm sorry, 91. It based on how they got the raises was how much money each department saved. In other words, it's still the same common sense goal. How much fuel do you really need? And if you say, listen, we provide police cars, hell, I don't know how many miles they drive. You got a total how many miles you provide police cars to be traveled just to get to work. And you add all that stuff together, and you're talking about $4, $5 a gallon, and we should be buying it in bulk. I don't know how do we get bulk? Do we have any way of getting bulk as far as fuel for our town?
no, but
All these
we
things
should
need
be
to
getting a
looked into.
discount because of the fuel cards from what you see listed on the pump.
Here's the thing about it, if you join Sam's Club, they give you a discount or something. I mean, I don't know what the hell, no matter if we get a Sam's Club card, we can save $10,000 a year in fuel and have a Sam's Club card too. Would that make sense? I mean, anything that you can do to save money and also to show your employees how much you care about them, the ones out here, you know, doing all this heavy, hard work in the weather and stuff like that, they need to be provided for. Our police officers need to be well paid as far as for what they do, and I think the upper echelon are. But as you get down in the patrolman area, and it's like you get down into the public works people that are out here digging the holes and throwing and cleaning everything up, that's just as important as a guy that's got a Harvard degree in my book. I think that those people right there with the Harvard degree, hell, they're not gonna get out here and shovel no manure. They're gonna get out here, they want other people shoveling for them. But we need to take care of these shovelers out here and these people that really need a job and really appreciate it, and we appreciate all of them. So give them a decent pay. $22 an hour for public works, I mean, a person out there is $880 a week. Take away their taxes, that don't leave much. And the benefits are good. That's good. The best thing about Lowell or any municipality is the benefits. You know, the benefits program is great, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
If it wasn't for that, you would be working full time like old Larry. I'm 71, but I love to work. But I want to see this to be the icon of the whole county. Listen, we don't have to be the ass of the county. We can be
That's right.
number one. That's what I've always strived for, is to be the leader, not the follower.
That's right.
And to see those idiots up there that run the county commission, I call them idiots because they mislead all of us. So look at them, paying 4 assistant city county managers that kind of money with benefits. And look at them, and they keep increasing the number of people on payroll. All they want to do is protect their job by hiring people that's going to elect them. Here's what you do. You fire the ones that don't work, you'll be elected. because people appreciate that because it gets the bottom line cut down. Anyway, I'll be quiet. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just aggravated with not having nothing for us. Go ahead, Mr. Chitwood. I know you're anxious.
Well, I was just gonna say, I know I'm late to the party, but you're going around and around in circles. I appreciate your comments and your concerns, but can we move on, please?
Yeah, I appreciate you too, son. I know you'll take your hat off while you're in the meeting, with respect to the community. But anyway, go ahead. Anything else?
Boy, it's good to be talking about that red hat he wore that day.
I love Donald Trump. I ain't gonna lie about Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump. I'm proud of my Donald Trump hat. I'll wear it again. if
Let's move on, because I
You
was being
make him a
respectful.
king, I'll wear it again.
All right, let's move on, because I was being respectful, but I.
I'm being respectful of you too, son. It is nice to have new manners. I'll take off a hat in public meeting, but go ahead.
Well, that's all I have and, to present. Again, I think it's something that, that everybody can work with, including the council can go down the street and shake everyone's hands and be proud of a budget. But it also gives you that leeway when you get your full-time manager in here to work with y'all and work with you that represent committees and the citizens here in this town to move forward. And I'm with you, Mayor. Lowell should be the leader, and it can be the leader, and in a lot of respects, it is the leader. Look at the growth that you've had in the past 5-10 years, and look at the staff that you have, and look at the makeup of your community. Mayor, you're right on point.
Yeah. Here's the thing about it though, Ben, if you, listen, anytime if you're gonna have growth, you have pre-growth. You have to have infrastructure inside the city. You can't go ass backwards and say it's okay. That's
No.
exactly where we are right now. Our schools, our police department, all the infrastructure, you're bringing in 25-30% of what the population was. And you still, and listen, you have to have, our garbage truck stays broke down all the time. We have to borrow Randall's garbage truck, even though we have 3. Going back to Public Works Director, that is supposed to be taking care of these things, still going through tires and kill someone in a 3500 series truck. Things like that should be right, the policeman should be writing them tickets just as well as should be writing me one. If I'm gonna hurt someone, the public needs to be protected. And that's the whole thing about it.
I think that
We
was in
need
the
to save
past,
all
and
the money.
that
Yeah,
was in the past, and that has been taken care of.
Well, I'm just telling you where you're going.
not happening right
and
now.
where you've been and where you wanna go. Now, up to upper echelon, you forget what's going, yeah, I agree with you 100%. What's in the past is in the past. But as you provide this
Are
money,
you
it
bringing
also
it up?
comes with a cost. That all these houses bring extra cost.
Absolutely.
And can you imagine living in Lauren Woods over there in a beautiful neighborhood and having to put up with a garbage truck running up and down the highway? It's gonna be, it's gonna be and wanting to put the public works building over there. We have the property and we don't have enough sense to use it. We could move all this old junk equipment over here, that lays over here, and paint this old building, fix up the shrubbery, fix the fence down here beside the pastor's church. And all that mess out there in that field out there where they do all these signs and things like that. Listen, there ought to be ordinance to make them put a fence up and clean it up, even elected officials, all of us. Hell, we're all in the same guidelines. If you can't make it better and you can't provide, you don't go by the ordinances, you're in violation too.
Just the budget.
Let's get busy.
Waiting on you.
I'm happy. I can't see, but I'm happy. Go ahead. Happy to get this off my chest. I want to move a little forward. Listen, every time you have a budget meeting, it's essential. That's for the whole year. But listen, that's for the next 100 years as well.
Absolutely.
No one thinks ahead. They think about today.
You guys have anything else that you want to discuss budget-wise?
No.
Are y'all ready to move on to the mural?
We can move on.
Been ready.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all
Well,
taking the time.
can we get a
to do something.
consensus that this is going forward for consideration at the public hearing?
It is going forward for consideration.
Yes, sir.
It's not a done deal, of course, the public hearing and all that stuff.
Sure.
But this is a good guideline, and,
Yes, sir.
And I think the council, all the whole board, they're gonna have an input, I hope, and that's what it's all about. The citizens as well, we have public.
Well,
hearings.
the citizens,
Yeah.
it's been posted for over a week now, but you
What's the
council
public
members,
hearing, June the what?
8th,
June
9th.
8th.
9th.
Make sure that gets out in the bulletin and everything out there on Facebook and all that stuff, let people know. I wish the whole meeting would fill up the whole city, just to come in here and sit down and have an open forum where people can discuss everything that's on their mind. If it takes all night, 3 different meetings or whatever, to give people an opportunity to speak and not shut them up and tell you you're out of order, and you know, you got 5 minutes, you go up there. It takes you about an hour to get your nerve up before you can come up here to discuss the 5 minutes. But I'd love to see people come in and have their opinions.
Well, that's the beauty of America, that we provide a means for redress of grievances. That's part of our Constitution.
I agree.
But one thing I've always been proud of elected officials is that they opened themselves up to the citizenry. Y'all are the sounding boards, and it's 30 days, every day of the year. So I applaud people that are willing to throw their hat in the ring and serve their communities, because it's not just at a council meeting that you can go talk to a council member.
But one thing I'd like for you to reiterate to the department heads.
Yes, sir.
Listen, there's no excuse for a tire laying on the side of the damn road for 4 weeks. There's no excuse for junk laying in ditches and things like that. The people that complain to all of us, and they say, why is that still out there? Well, you know, the way our government's set up, we cannot go to them and tell them to get off your butt and do something. Then you go to an acting city manager, regular city manager, whatever, you discuss it with them. And I know you don't want to get into the personnel part of it, but this whole town needs to be cleaned up, back roads, side roads, and clean it up. But anyway, that's cheap. That don't cost much money, because they're already paying them. They're traveling up and down the road in trucks for them, sometimes in a truck. But let them, you know, stop it and get some of this trash up while they ride.
I agree 100% with that. We don't need silos in our departments. Everybody works for your check says the city of Lowell.
That's it. No one gonna throw off on anyone, but for God in heaven's sakes, clean the place up
Yes,
and have pride in your own property.
yes, sir. So if that concludes our budget, this will be presented for public review. Oh, it's already out there, but for public comments at the June 9th regular meeting at 7:00 p.m. 6.
You are getting old, man.
Well, it's,
I remember when we started our meeting at 7 o'clock, we didn't get out until midnight. Go ahead.
I thought it was going to be like that today.
This is entertainment. You did a good job entertaining them too, so I appreciate it.
I enjoy the back and forth, but I enjoy working for this council, and this council is
I wish I'd have had you 20 years ago. I'd have made something out of it.
good.
You
But,
did good. You've done good everywhere you've been. I'm picking on you.
Thank you.
And then when you retired, I called you personally and said
You did.
congratulations.
You
every
did.
time.
But before then, the phone calls weren't that
Well, I mean,
pleasant.
we don't talk about all that.
Don't want to bring that up, do we?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Thank you. Lowell's a special place to me.
We all learn from each other.
But thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank everybody. Thank the citizens, number
Okay.
one.
Thank you for everything you've done, Ben. Yeah, like I said, you've been a blessing this past month. Without you, we would have been in trouble. So,
You've got to look at these department heads and staff. I mean, it's not just department heads. I'll go back to what the mayor said. It's everybody. And I feel good that our employees feel free enough that they can talk not only to their department heads, but to the city manager and to the council members. And a lot of towns, employees don't have that benefit, or they feel locked out. It's kind of like what you said, Mayor. It takes an hour to get your nerve up to go here and talk, but
Listen,
it's a dadgum good
no,
town.
I'm not knocking our department heads at all.
No,
They
no,
know,
I'm
they
not
know
taking
I
that.
appreciate it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you've went above and beyond what you were hired to
And
do.
I appreciate those very kind words, but y'all are fortunate to have good people and good citizens. I mean, they roll up their sleeves too.
99.5% tax every year we collect. We
Yeah.
don't have to go out and
Exactly.
take people's property. Be proud of what we got.
Yes, sir.
I agree
Yes,
with
sir.
you on that 100%.
Thank you, Ben, for what you've done, and thank Mayor Pro Tem Scott Bates for calling you that day, and you came, and the council voted unanimously that you should come.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Reverend. It's,
You don't have a little cloth I can dry his eyes up with, do you? Pass me a
no, I'm
cloth.
gonna, I need it. I need it. But
Yeah.
thank you. Dwayne, Travis, Reverend, Mayor, Chief, thank y'all.
Thank you, Ben. Benny and the Jets, ladies and gentlemen. We're just a Dallas Cowboy down here.
If I heard that from junior high up to this day, I've heard it a million times.
I mean, we have,
Benny.
but listen, people don't appreciate the fun we have, and,
Yeah.
you know, they think this is all, you know, blood and guts, no, it's a lot of comedy, so, and
It
I
is.
appreciate everyone, and
It is.
listen, I appreciate all of our committees and the
Yeah.
leaders that take the time that they don't have to do.
Exactly.
And I tell you what, those are the people that need a big hand of applause, I tell you, thank all of you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, from the bottom of my heart. Without y'all, we ain't got nothing.
Yes, sir. Well, that concludes the budget discussion. We amended the budget to add, Mr. Chitwood, to include the consideration of the proposed mural. And I'm not sure if you've got a cut.
I use Travis's, but either way.
Yes, sir. Just a little background, or Mayor, do you want to talk about it?
I'd like to ask you a question about this, just out, you know, since we're going into this mural discussion, and all the other things about the LCC and things like that. Since we have an LCC committee, the committee that we have, and the money's already there for whatever they choose to do with the money, if they choose to do the mural or whatever, the council really doesn't really have a dog in the fight as far as that goes. As far as now, if we're gonna increase the budget or increase their money, yes. But if they're able to do what they need to do to get us by, to get through 4th of July, and then they can come back before the council if they need more money and ask for something at a different time. But the money's already there to do the mural or whatever they want, whatever they choose to do, not whatever we choose for them to do. But we turn it over, we give them the money, and whatever they do with the money, that would be their business, is that not correct? What would the city have, the council wouldn't have a vote in that, would they?
Well, the LCC, your committees, the LCC, as I understand its makeup, is similar to your planning board. They make non-binding recommendations to the board.
We don't give them an amount of money to take care of their business. We give, the LCC has a budget for $12,500, what you stated earlier. So with that being said, they have the money, and it's up to them. All the thing the council has to, I don't know, would have to prove anything. The fact that if they wanted, the LCC chose to do this mural, whatever you choose to do on the 4th of July, or for the 250th celebration, would be up to them. And out of respect to them, I don't think we really have anything, a dog in the fight, other than the fact that this is beautiful.
Well, I personally would think that it should come to the council if you're talking about putting something on a public building.
That's a good
I
point.
agree.
I agree. That's a good
I
point.
mean,
Yeah. I'm just saying, as far as the money goes.
I agree with the city manager. It's just like the planning board. They make the recommendations, it comes to us, you know.
I was looking
I
at,
agree
I was
with
looking
that.
at
It's
the
kind
honest.
of like the facade grants. They always come to us. If somebody, one of the business comes up, say they want so much money for the facade grant, they bring it to, they take it to the LCC. LCC then forwards it on to us. We make the decision whether that business gets that money or not.
So what
What on this, for me, I think, well, go ahead. I'll hold my reservations until the end.
But Scott's 100% right, as far as, you know, putting it on the building over here, yes, we'd have to, the council would have to agree that, you know, that if they wanted, you know, if ever it was to be done, the council would have to give permission to do it, and I'll stand corrected on that 100%. As far as the money goes, whatever that LCC has,
Yeah, I
that's what
agree.
I was saying. and
Yeah,
Scott's
and I agree
100%
with you
right
there.
about what he's saying, too.
You
I
give
stand
these
corrected.
boards
Thank you,
or
Scott.
committees
You're
certain
right.
leeways, just like we do the other departments.
I respect.
So what you're saying is you wanted that money to come out of the LCC.
Yes, sir, not
And-
this, because the money's already designated.
Right, and I get that part, but
Yes, sir.
Can-
Okay.
I'm right in the middle of talking.
Okay, I'm sorry, let him finish, and I'll let you talk, Mr. Knox, I appreciate it.
Talking about
Go ahead,
disrespect.
Mr. Chitwood, I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So what I was getting at was, the LCC didn't recommend this and bring it to us. It's coming from something that you thought of, right? you would like to have done.
Yes,
And and I'll go ahead and tell you right now, I think this is beautiful. It is a good picture. I like the picture. But there again, you like to have things above board, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm only seeing one quote. Sorry.
I understand.
I only see one quote.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I understand what Scott just said. Once the money goes to LCC, what they do with it is their business. But providing them to be legal for them to put anything on the back of the police department building, but like Scott said a while ago, that's our, as far as we can go, as far as the vote, as far as the mural goes, is if given the LCC permission, if they chose to put that up.
No, I think what Mr. Jewell is saying is, we can't just take one quote from one business and say that's what we're gonna do, because we don't do that with other projects that we do. Just like the parking lot down here beside the recreation club, we got 3 bids. We got bids at the chemical plant. Anything that we do, we get bids on. We need bids on this. We've only got one in front of us. Even if we gave LCC the money to put in their budget to spend, and they would accept to go this route with a mural,
Be
they,
careful.
be careful what I say.
Yeah, because what you're saying is contradicting what you're saying. Because your money that you give the
If you
LCC,
give them the money,
they
they still have to
take,
get bids.
we don't have to get the bids, they do.
Okay,
That's
here,
why I just said.
Yeah,
LCC
you're-
has
not
to
us,
get the
yeah.
bids.
I stand corrected
And they
again.
bring it to us.
Yes, good.
But we don't have.
Now, we don't have, we're not involved in
It
it.
don't
just
matter
like
how much
just like
money
y'all done
we
the
give
painting
them.
issues,
Yeah.
some kind of
See,
painting.
we didn't
y'all
get
had
involved in
done.
that either.
Y'all went and got 3 quotes, right?
At least 2.
At least. Okay,
But
there
that's up to
again,
them.
and that was something that they chose to do. You're choosing, you're telling them that, you're basically saying they're gonna do it. It's gonna come out of their money.
Absolutely not.
You're saying put the money in there and let them do it.
Let
bring
them
it
make their
before
own
us.
decision, not me, not
But they
you.
still have to
them.
bring bids back before
No, they
us.
did not.
Yes, they
They did
do.
not bring bids back for the painting on this building.
Yes,
They
they
did.
did.
For
They
what?
did.
They did too.
Even though we gave them the money for them to go ahead and do it.
They still
Why-
brought
why
the
would
quotes
we
back
waste the
to us.
time to take the bids and
Centralina
let them do
Paint
it?
and somebody else.
So why would we do that? I don't understand it.
Yes.
I understand, why would we have to put y'all through that when if you can make, y'all can make decisions?
That's the
as a
decision,
commission?
that's the way it's done. I mean,
I don't, I just think,
And-
you're running out of time for 250 years. I don't think you're gonna make it
well,
250
and here's the
tomorrow,
thing,
and
why
I'm not
didn't you
either.
start this in January?
Well, I did. We've been talking about this all year, friend.
I
about
have
the
not heard
250
anything in
and more.
January.
And that's not true. Every month we talk about the 250. I told it.
That was
we
back
need a
in-
You hadn't
250
been talking
celebration.
about the mural.
I ain't talking about the mural.
That's
No,
what he
I
was
agree.
just
Yes,
asking,
the
the mural.
mural.
The mural
100%.
itself, I have
But the
not heard anything.
celebration monthly, like last month, every month, before, prior.
And Mayor,
250 celebration.
And here's my thought, and I'll shut up after this. We're planning on either building the city hall / police department, or maybe pursuing some other avenues. I don't personally see spending roughly $8,000 to put this on the back building that we're possibly gonna turn around and sell within 5 years.
Okay, that's good.
That's just my opinion, that's where I stand.
That's a very intelligent statement. But whoever bought that building would probably be proud to own that building with that beautiful mural on the back of it, because they would say that,
And-
these
and
people
they-
care
And they
about
may
it.
leave it on there.
That's up to
But
them.
we're spending $8,000
Taking
for
a
something
chance.
that may be pressure washed off. $8,000 of citizens' tax money.
I tell you, I don't know, man. I know y'all. that's-
And like I said,
totally
Larry,
agree
this is a
with
good
you that
idea.
this is
I think this is
important. I
great.
totally
You
agree.
don't have time to go out here and take bids on something like this.
But we should have started this in, the mural itself, you should have started in January. That's just my opinion. Now, we don't have to get 3 bids if you want to spend $7,800 out of your pocket, or you can go get donations by that time. If you want to do that,
that's what
I can
people-
make a motion that we can, if it passes, that you can put it on the building.
See, that's-
But because that's not coming out of taxpayers' money, just like that mural over there, it was done by somebody. I don't know, and I'm not trying to find out. It was not done by taxpayer dollars, it was done by a citizen, and so that's why it didn't get voted on.
That's the most embarrassing looking thing I've ever seen in my
Well,
life.
and that's not what we're here to talk about.
Well, no, if you want me to spend my hard-earned money for something that I.
You come up with the
I
idea,
don't
that's
care.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to.
Now, listen, this is how naive the whole situation is. This is a 250-year celebration. What I do with my money, who I donate money to, and which you know I
I
donate
don't know
quite a
what you
bit of
do.
money for. You
That's
know
not
that.
my concern.
Hey, well, it must be, but I take care of a lot of people here, including a lot of things around you and everyone else that I stick my neck out for, on my own, without no guidance
And
from
that's
no
fine.
guidance.
I'm not here arguing with
And I
anything
love to
about you.
help people. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're broke, you're rich, or whatever. You come to me and you have a problem. I got time for you. I don't want you to jump off the bridge like that little girl did up there. It breaks my heart on Cox Road.
You change the
It's,
subject.
no, I'm not changing the subject. I'm just giving you I'm giving you an answer to your statement. You donate money. Let's all donate money. Hell, I'll pay my part. I'll do anything I can for the city. That doesn't interest me what you're saying about that. What interests me is that the town's 250 years old. We have a great committee that does what they do for free. And they love this town or they wouldn't do it. And believe you me, I'm sure that this committee has met with, I don't know what they've done. It's not, I don't attend their meetings. But this is a great thing, and I hate to see us waste people's time. And this is a copyrighted deal. It's not
And that was
that
the
you
other
can take
thing I was
bids
gonna
on.
say. I
See,
don't know if it's copyrighted or not.
It is copyrighted,
Well,
absolutely.
And that's great, if it is. But
you
here's the
can't go out and
thing.
take bids on someone else's work.
Right,
And
it's gonna end up being two other
how
different
much money would it
copyrights.
cost you to get someone to even draw this? I mean, to even come up with this, to pay it, it'd cost you thousands of dollars. But Ben, you know the truth and nothing but the truth. This has been, I don't know what it would cost, I have no idea and don't care, but we got a volunteer to do what they're doing and loves our city, yes. And all they need is permission from us to put it on the building. And if the LCC says, no, they don't want to do it, that's up to the LCC. That leaves the council out of that part of it.
Well, see, the LCC doesn't meet until June.
Can I be allowed to speak? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Fine.
Y'all are kind of going back and forth.
Yes, please, let's go ahead.
After the facade grant, if you guys approve it, we'll only have about $800 left in the LCC until the next fiscal year. So that wouldn't be until July. Unless you drop money in the LCC, and I don't see any need to do that. If you decided to do the mural, you guys would just do that on your own. So there's no money in the LCC. I've told you that, Larry, several times. And I doubt in the next fiscal year that if this project was presented with our very limited budget, that, well, I'd have to take it before the committee and see what they wanted to do. I'm just saying, I doubt seriously that I would get enough approval to spend that amount of money on one project for the calendar year based on all the stuff we look to do.
Mr.
So we
Knox,
don't have the money.
and due respect to you as well, when I first started to talk about this budget meeting, I asked for $30,000 to be put in the LCC to not only handle that, but future things for the LCC. And then that way, you don't have to come up here and ask me. And what you do is worth millions to the town and beauty and all the stuff that you do to enhance the city is great.
Mayor, I don't see why the LCC would even have to be involved. If this is something that the council wanted, then they could direct staff to do it.
Here's my opinion, and I'm like Mr. Bates, I'll give it and I'll shut up, but I love it. I think it would look great. I had no thoughts at all about our future with that building until Bates just brought it up. I would suggest, if it is even possible, to put it on the building over there beside McCord Park. That would make more sense to me. We got to get quotes. We can't just give it to one person and not get quotes. I don't see this getting done by July 4th at all. The one in they've done one in Belmont. I ride by it 3-4 times a week. They've been working on that 3 months, and it's smaller than, well, it might be the same size. I like the idea. I like everything about it. I'm like Bates and Chipwood have already said, I wish this was presented to us in January. We could have worked with the LCC, given them some money. If not, like Bates said, if it's something we want to do, we could do it. But I just think it's a little too late, and I don't see it happening regardless in the time frame that we have.
Can I Well, I'll ask a question and I'm gonna be done. Would we have to have, just throwing an idea out there, would we have to have 3 quotes to make a banner that looks like this, hung up somewhere?
Depends on the cost.
Well, I think $30,000 per our purchasing policy is. Per our purchasing policy, you don't have to get quotes, anything $30,000 and less.
And here's the thing,
But-
finding a place to make that size banner.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just throwing an idea out there.
some questions were raised about the time frame, and this is why we amended the agenda today to include this, because
Right.
I spoke to the artist, Mr. Robbie Massey, in regard to this, and I said, well, this is something the council will need to discuss at the June meeting. He said, well, I really need a response before the June meeting, because he'd like to start, if the council were to decide, next week, so it'd be ready by the July 4th celebration. So that's why it's so time sensitive, to get it, so to work with his time frame. The 3 bids, I just want to weigh in on this. This is the artist, that's his property. I think we used the word copyright, I don't, but this is his work of art. To come and get somebody to do 3 bids on an artist's work, that's not going to happen. The artist's going to say, no, you're not going to do
Right, no, I
that.
knew
Right,
that.
not use his, but if you get 2 other companies
To present.
to present maybe it would have to be a different drawing. And it may be a drawing that council may be more interested in for a cheaper price. I don't know.
Well, if the council's looking at that direction, it's almost impossible, I would think, to get 2 other people to submit a proposal in this time frame for consideration.
The reason
But-
why I say a banner, sorry to interrupt, the
Yeah.
reason why I say a banner, because it can be removed.
Oh, yeah.
You can't remove $8,000 of paint off of the side of the building if it goes the route of being sold.
Costs you another $8,000 to remove it. Yeah.
And the chance of, and being a gambler, I'm not a gambling man, I wouldn't want to gamble
Am I?
to,
Every day.
I wouldn't want to gamble selling that and the person doesn't leave it on there.
Mhm.
Well, the thing with the banner, and I don't know if they've taken it down, but there was a cable over top of Main Street right here where they hung the Freedom
Mhm.
Festival banner. That'd be a perfect place for a banner to advertise the 250 years.
I'm lost in words. You know, it doesn't matter. Your 250 year celebration it's not gonna happen at one time. And this is the most beautiful thing, even my weak eyes, I tell you. I wish the whole town could see it and realize what this means and how Robbie explained it to me after he talked with Ben the other day. It started out like, you know, the threads of freedom. You know what that is? That's the textile mills, the threads in these old mills and things. And he just tied this thing in together. You look in the background, you see that beautiful water tank that's been destroyed, annihilated, and taken down. But still, it's still there. I mean, in this picture, our Lowell water tank is there that's been destroyed. And look at the drugstore, the AI-generated picture that he told me that looks like an old, I don't know if he showed it to you or not, he tried to, I can't see the shit no way. He explained it to me. It was just like an old Rexall, whatever drugstore was, and he turned it into this beautiful thing here. If you see the people here holding these American flag, have y'all had, y'all seen this? Any of y'all? Okay, I mean, it's a color. But anyway, and if you could just put this into monetary what it's worth, I don't know what it's worth. I'm not an appraiser of life, people's lives and people's past, present, and the future. But this is what this is, and this is something that we could all, say kudos and say thank you. Listen, he didn't have to do this. He didn't. No matter what, he did not have to do this. But Robbie is an artist, a tremendous artist, and a great facilitator of people and life in general. And this is what he's gonna look, if he did this, that's why it's so cheap, you understand? This right here would cost you, if you had to hire someone to draw this and to get all this stuff together and do the work, I'd say it would probably cost you close to 50 grand to even get an idea, to even get something done in this perspective. And have this, listen, the idea behind it's worth $1 million to me, a billion, because it's what it is. It entails what this city really is. And you see the church steeple, right? You know, it's all included. There's nothing that's not there. And listen, at the $7,800, that doesn't matter to me, you understand? But what matters to me is it not, you know, this is for the citizens of Lowell. This, I shouldn't have to be the grandiose person to say, well, listen, I provided the money for that, which I could, and very likely will if necessary. But not to make me look good, you understand? And not to make me feel like I'm any better than anyone else. But us as good stewards of the taxpayers' money and how much we love our city as we say we do, this is forever, not for a day. And the children growing up, they can go by and listen. The people that do, maybe make it 250 years, and if this thing holds up and keep this thing touched up and freshened up, it'll probably last 1,000 years, but you got to keep maintaining, just like anything, it has to have maintenance. But if you do that, this is history. Just like our city that does not believe, but we were born February the 10th, 1879. Whenever you asked me, when I celebrated our birthday back in February for the city. Larry, how'd you know that? Well, it's on the sign out here, first of all, but I celebrated a celebration of 100 years in 1979 when we were 100 years old. What a celebration we had. Nothing like it since. And then a few years later, when I was mayor, 13 to 15, we did something for the town, you know, and put things in perspective to where you have the history, the community center, and all the stuff. And this is history. But no one has had any effort to provide anything for a 250-year celebration. Yes, I thought of this. Yes, I did. I ain't gonna lie about it. I want something beautiful, something for us to be remembered by. And people on the railroad, they can look over and see it as well. But if you think that $7,800 is gonna kill me, no, it's not. And you don't think I won't spend the $7,800 to do it? Yes, I will. But I don't think it's necessary for me to have to spend the $7,800. But if it's
I agree with you.
And I'll do it.
I like that. I agree
I'm
with
gonna-
everybody else. But
Yeah.
my thing is, Mayor,
I'm not doing this.
if we're not gonna keep that building, why are we gonna
Well,
spend $7,800
Guess
of
what?
taxpayers?
You own it now with that damn decal on the back of it, looks like cow manure. So this is
I don't disagree with you 100%.
So I'll pay the $7,800 damn dollars.
You don't have to get
I
loud
will.
with
I'll
me.
pay it, because I
Well, then
want this.
pay it,
Okay.
but you're not gonna get loud with me. I'm
I'm
just
not
sitting
getting
here
loud.
telling you
I'm just
how I
telling you.
feel
I
about
know, but
it.
if you
I
sold it
agree
today, I
that
agree
it
with
looks
you.
good.
But you-
Listen to me.
Good.
I agree that it looks good. I'm not willing to say I'm gonna spend $7,800 of my taxpayers' money on something that may or may not be there in a year or two. That's a waste of money if it ain't. If somebody's gonna buy that building and say, we'll keep it on there for 20 years, great. But if they buy that building and they pressure wash it off in 2 years, then what have we accomplished? It looks good for a year and a half, 2 years, but then there's the money wasted because it's gone.
You had your say, and I'm gonna have mine.
I like the idea,
Can I be
of
excused?
the,
May I be
I don't care
excused?
what everybody
Absolutely.
is.
I
But
mean,
anyway.
we're not going anywhere with this.
Anyway, is this building, just like when we got the building originally, when we bought the building, we didn't, Max Bowling agreed to buy this building over here for $400,000. I got it marked paid in full because this building belongs to the Gaston County people. We're Gaston County. So they marked it paid, so we saved all that money. And now they're talking about this building. Listen, I don't care if it's got 10 murals on it. The building is still the building itself, still worth whatever it's worth. And where are we with building a new police department or anything?
I would be, very much in favor of getting a banner done this size and hanging it somewhere in the
And
city.
we're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere. So I say we move on or go with a banner and let's move on to closed session. Because we're not getting anywhere. I can tell you right now, apparently, we're not going, the three that's left, I'm not going to agree to the.
Gillespie, do you agree with
Gillespie, I hadn't
painting
heard
it?
any word from you.
Okay.
Let's hear from you.
I'll pay,
No.
I'll pay for the banner. If you let this thing.
You got
happen.
3 no's right here, so
No, I
let's
said
move
we'll
on.
pay for the, we'll do it,
I'll
man.
pay for it. That way, taxpayers don't have to pay. That's what you
I
said.
think
wasn't it?
I mean, with
I wanna do
the
it.
banner
Listen,
would be fine.
Can we even get a word in edgewise? Larry, you're doing nothing but talking and not listening to nothing anybody says.
Well, listen.
We're getting ready to
You
call,
go,
I'm
you
getting
go ahead
ready
and
to
go in
call
executive
court
session if
order
you
and
want
we'll
to,
move on.
but you don't have nothing for 250 year
But you-
celebration.
I've
Nothing.
yelled, yes,
You don't
I did,
have
but I'm tired of
nothing.
hearing you.
Nothing, absolutely. I'll pay for this because I want this public to have it, not for me. And I don't want my name on it nowhere, but I'll pay the $7,800 to do this, and I'll be glad to do it.
Can we get that in writing
Yes,
somewhere
sir.
before I make a motion that you
I'll
have
pay for
permission to do that?
Listen, I'll do all the banners, everything anyway. I'll pay for what I say I'll do.
It's recorded.
Everyone knows I'll pay for what I say I'll pay for. And I'll be more than happy to pay it. You said how much was it? Half up front and half of what?
Yes, sir.
39
I'll give you a
person.
check Monday for whatever it is, and I'll pay.
No,
the
you
contract.
pay Robbie. He doesn't have any, the city will have nothing to do with it.
Well, you just said a while ago that, if I paid for it,
Is that right? If you pay for it, the city has nothing to do with it. All you need is permission from the city
Oh, yeah.
council.
okay, yeah, y'all give us permission, give.
Okay, if we're gonna go that route, I will make the motion to give Robbie the approval of painting on the back of the building.
Thank you. Have a second. Have a second?
Okay, good.
Just the permission. If you're gonna pay for this painting, I will make the motion to give him permission to do it on the back of that building.
Sure. Yeah, motion.
And paid by,
Paid by Larry Simons.
Yeah.
Paid for by
I'll
Larry Simons.
second the motion.
Thank you. All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. I'll take care of that.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
can we move on? to
Yeah,
next?
y'all can go into executive session. I'm gonna go home and rest a minute. My eye is popping. Thank everyone. Thank y'all for taking care of Laura. Thank you. Thank all of you. Bless everybody. Thank you. Appreciate it. You too. Y'all have a good week.
I make a motion that we go into closed session
Second.
for personnel.
Thank you.
What's the number for personnel?
Thank you, Larry. That's going
Make a motion, we go into closed session for General Statute 143-318.11.
You can stay for a long time.
Consider the qualifications and competency of personnel.
Second.
All in favor? So what do we say? We'll just come out of closed session
No action
and
taken.
no action was taken. I make a motion that we adjourn for the evening.
Second.
All in favor?